I just wanted to share, I guess, about my journey with God, because my faith journey is a new journey. I guess growing up, I didn't have faith in my life. Had a really good upbringing, good family, but I think in my older years, so I was bullied quite a bit at primary school and intermediate, so self-esteem was a big issue for me. I didn't have a great sense of self-worth, and so I guess I utilised, maybe you could say doing stuff, keeping busy, trying to make others laugh, make others happy, and all those things to maybe potentially compensate for my own feelings of self-worth, quite possibly. Didn't have faith in my life, and I think going into my intermediate or more high school years, I really did struggle, I guess, with my mental health in terms of anxiety, and later on, I think when I had my children, a bit of depression. So I think I definitely grew up caring what everyone thought, and that was really a challenging thing. In a way, there was a lot of sort of service involved, but it was sort of detrimental to my own happiness and well-being. I guess I've spent a lot of years with an inner voice telling me a whole lot of stuff that wasn't true. It was just this internal narrative, but on the front facing, you had to always be coping because you had to care about what everyone thought about you. So it was just this real battle, I guess, this internal battle all the time. And so having my own children and going through different things, I guess, in my life, my relationship, and I ended up being a single mum with my older two, I probably just didn't make the right choices all the time, maybe about who I was with. And I feel like possibly especially when I separated from my eldest children's dad, and he would take them for the weekends and stuff, I was really lonely, and to cope with those feelings of loneliness and failure and rejection and all those sorts of things I was feeling because of that, I would drink. I would use alcohol and meeting other people and all sorts of stuff to fill that void, but that would be okay for a little bit, but the come down from that, and the feelings of hopelessness and despair and anxiety and loss far outweighed the good feeling for the few hours that I felt them. So and there were no other places to go, and then you wouldn't go to your family, even though I had a good family in there growing up, because I was too proud. I was ashamed, and so I definitely felt a sense of being the black sheep of my family. And I guess in that space, I really just wanted to then not reach out for help for anyone, but just dig in my toes, and I was going to get myself out of this place and just survive and close everyone else off as much as I possibly could, because I was too ashamed to say I wasn't coping. And then I just kept going, and I started doing this community work, I guess, and I loved it, and it filled me. People go, "How do you do what you do?" But it energizes me. I get filled to help others and to love on people and to give. That fills me and energizes me. So that's really cool. But there were times where I definitely felt exhausted and wiped out, and I felt like I can't keep doing this, and I wanted to give it up. And probably I can never remember times, but I'd say it was about 2.5, maybe 3 years ago. That I met Keen and Ane, and probably in an event space and community work sort of space. And I was actually talking to Ken one day on the phone, and he said, he was just talking about music, and I randomly out of the blue just sort of said, I think that God's trying to knock on my heart, trying to talk to me. And he was like, whoa, and Ken's so hundies for God. So he was like, well, we're going to stop talking about music and we're just going to talk about this now. So it was an hour or hour and a half or something of talking on the phone. And then we met up, I think, later on that week or the next week at the gardens and walked around. And so this was the beginning, I guess, of a seed being planted in me of not being alone. Yeah. Met up with Ken, and it was weird. It was weird because it was very uncomfortable for me. It was not a natural growth. I wasn't raised in faith, and I was like, I need to see stuff to really believe it. Because it always, I guess, just counted on myself, and I had to, and it was a really, really uncomfortable feeling to realize that I didn't have to do that anymore, and that there was someone else there, and I could draw strength from God. And that's what I guess Ken kept saying to me is, you can't do this on your own now. You're not meant to do this on your own. You can't do this on your own, and that God loves you so much. It's just really overwhelming. I guess one thing was there was a time during that process where I was on my way to an event and I stopped and grabbed it. I was actually doing keto, so it makes me so grumpy. I was doing keto and I stopped and I grabbed the chicken kebab at Clendon, and unfortunately it wasn't cooked properly and it gave me really bad food poisoning. I did the event, but I didn't start feeling bad till the afternoon. I ended up in hospital. And that to me now I realise was God saying, just be still. Like, you just have to be still, because you can't hear me because you're just so busy all the time and there's so much noise around all the time. Because in that hospital bed, my mum came to visit and she brought with her a Bible, like a really beautiful Bible. Taylor came up to visit me, good friend from the community, and he came up and he goes, oh, I just felt like I had to come see you in the hospital. And that's like not normal, like we don't hang out or anything in the normal days. But he was like, I had to come see you, and like the whole way here, God was telling me I had to tell you all these things. So yeah, he just came up to see me and sit with me and just sort of said to me, I just want to tell you, that you're so loved and you're so worthy, and but you just have to slow down. You just have to do things, for yourself as well. And the community needs you. What you've done is so, just all these beautiful things were pouring out of him. And it was just such a spiritual time. And I couldn't actually go anywhere for once because I couldn't move. So I was so sick that I had to listen. Yeah, I had to listen. So it was a really pivotal moment. And I think I remember vividly playing that Stan Walker, like I Surrender song. I think at some point that came on during that space as well. And it was really my message of God saying to me, you need to surrender to me. Like jump, like go on the edge, like it's time to jump. And that was me, as cheesy as it sounds, like it's going, I'm going to take the leap of faith. Like that's enough of questioning God and just wondering and all those sorts of things. I'm like, no man, I truly believe in you and I love you and I know you love me. So I continued coming to church and growing deeper in my faith, and really started coming, even if my husband wasn't coming, I would still come, or my kids or whatever. It was like, no, this is part of the foundation of my life I need and I want. From there, I guess, what I can say in terms of anxiety and depression and those things, it's not like this is some peachy world where you don't feel certain feelings anymore. But what has changed for me is I was thinking about today. Like, I can't remember the last time I looked in the mirror and said those things to myself. And I think it was just I've just noticed, like that has stopped. Those noises, the narrative, all those things. I am like here and the world is still just as busy and just as crazy, but like I'm here and there's a calmness and there's a grace and there's something that is different there that has shifted in me. So just really grateful, I guess, for the journey that I've been on. I know that it's very new and at the beginning, and I really know that I want my children to have faith in their lives. It's very important to me. Just that grounding, and I just look back and I feel sad. I'm sad for, I guess, in the child, that I was, I guess, all those teenage years, all those loathing years. I wish that she had known that God was always there for her. Yeah, I just wish she'd have to feel so lonely.